Okay, so I'm actually very late with this review. I saw this movie a few weeks ago, but the some stuff came up so I couldn't review it. So now I have time. I will review it. Man of Steel. I This is one of the movies I was actually looking forward to seeing this year because I don't know, comic book movies have been popular nowadays. So this was obviously at the top of my list. I like the Man of Steel trailer. I mean, the trailer where it just shows him flying in the air and there's like a sonic boom afterwards. Like it was a simple trailer, but got me hooked. So this was one of the movies I had high expectations for, and I wasn't expecting a Dark Knight. I mean, like they did make this look to be like this is gonna be a real like legit dark like version of Superman, and they're gonna like, and it's being run by Christopher. It was being produced by Christopher Nolan. So there was this expectation that what you got from The Dark Knight, you're gonna get with Man of Steel. So um, I came into this not expecting The Dark Knight. I came into this seeing how they would adapt this on film. Like, sorry, I have air in Arizona here. Because like the past Superman movies have been kind of like cheesy, and Superman Returns, like we're not even gonna talk about that. Like, so I wanted to see what they were gonna do with this interpretation of Superman. Now, I know this movie got mixed reviews. My own personal review, I liked it, and yeah, that's about it. I mean, like I liked it, but I don't think I liked it as much as I should have, or well, according to the reviews, then maybe I liked it as much as I should have expected. Like, it wasn't bad. It definitely wasn't a bad movie, but it was just, it felt like it was missing something. Like, it felt like there was, it felt like it was, the movie was hitting its points correctly, but how it was hitting it was odd. Like, here, let me explain. Starting with the good. I always like starting with the good. No, hold on, my mouth is dry. Anyways, starting with the good. The action scenes are pretty good. I mean, it's a comic book movie, so obviously there's gonna be like tons of action here. Um, it nailed the kind of story they were going for. Like, Superman is the opposite of Batman. He's like full of honor. He's like patriotic. He's not like something people fear like Batman. He's someone that people love and adore. Like he's the symbol of America or something, blah 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 blah. And they do that well. I mean, like obviously there's gonna be like the parts in the beginning where we fear Superman and like what is this guy? But then later on he gets the trust and adoration of everyone. So it's like they got that down. And it was nice to see Superman get the dark treatment. I mean, like this I'm not gonna say this is this is probably the most serious Superman movie. Like there was almost no humor in this movie at all. And I'll get back to that, but this Superman movie just it felt so serious and it's nice to see Superman get that treatment, but there's some faults to it, which I'll get to later. Other good points, there was a good balance overall, like acting wasn't bad. The I said once again, the action wasn't bad. Um, Everything was just fine. I mean, I didn't really have any problems with technical stuff. Um, And the patriotism, I mean, like one thing that people have a problem with Superman is that he's too patriotic, he's too good, but yeah, that's his character. I mean, he's supposed to be that symbol of like goodness, whatever. Like they did that pretty well in this movie. I mean, some people might think it's hammy, but I thought it was fine. I mean, it's Superman, so um that's my pros for this movie. Now, going to the cons. Going back to the thing where I said Superman getting the dark treatment or like the serious treatment, that worked with Batman because I hate going back to Batman, but if giving Superman if you're gonna give Superman the same treatment, you gotta you gotta not do it the same way you did with Batman, because like the Batman movies have also almost little to no humor. Superman is different. I mean, he can be a serious character, but he's not as serious as Batman. Like his kind of stories could be just a little bit more lighthearted. I mean, that's kind of what he is. Like he's not a dark hero. I mean, no, that's offensive. Sorry. I meant he's a hero that is not as dark as Batman. Like you kind of expect a more light story with Superman uh, in this, and it was just so dark. I mean, that's actually another point I put here. It's lack of humor. It's just the movie just felt dry, and with a hero like Superman, like without humor or just like a little bit of fun once in a while, it just didn't come out right. Like I hate saying this, but I feel like it was trying a little too hard to be like Batman, that it ended up, being the way it is. Like it was just too dark for its kind of movie. Like I mean, I like the seriousness, but it was a little too serious. That's what I'm trying to say. And I guess I can also say it's too preachy. Like I know I said the patriotism wasn't bad, but there's some parts in this movie where it was just a little too hammy. Like near the end where they showed like young Clark Kent with the cape. I mean, they showed that in the trailer, like him with the red cape and all, but there's just so many of that kind of scene in this movie that it's like there's a point where you're just like, okay, we get it. He's like he's heroic and stuff. Just like uh they just there's so many scenes of just Clark Kent like posing and just being like and like patriotic music playing in the background. Like just a little too much of it. Anyways. Um Another thing I had problems with action scenes kind of dragged. Like, especially the final scene with what's his face? He was the main villain of this movie. Oh, General Zod. I mean, that battle was fine, but I felt like it was a little too long. And also the battle with his two like minions, I forgot their names. Like that battle just went on forever. I mean, I know people have problems with that, but it really is a problem. I mean, I know it sounds kind of weird that I'm complaining that there's too much action, but when the action starts to just distract from the story, then we have a problem here. And also, this was not. I don't think this was really addressed, but this was a huge problem for me. The side characters, the only three characters that get four characters that get any kind of development is General Zod, Superman, what's his father's name? Jor-El, yeah, Jor-El, and the other his other father. Crap, I can't remember his name. But his two fathers, two fathers, General Zod and Superman, they're the only four characters that get any sort of development. Everyone else is just there. Like even Lois Lane, like she was just like a love interest type character. I mean, she is the love interest, but she didn't really have a defining personality in this movie. Neither did Lawrence Fishburne's character or the army general who like sacrificed himself. I mean, like I can barely remember the other side characters in this movie, but it's just I know this movie's about Superman, but it's just like the side characters were kind of just there, and it's fine with characters like Lawrence Fishburne or the Minions, but with a character like Lois Lane, for her to not really do anything except be the love interest, that's kind of bad. So wrapping this up, I'm not. I mean, even though I had a lot more to say, a lot more negative things to say, this is not a bad movie. Okay, this was an okay movie at best. So, um, yeah, that's all I have to say about Man of Steel. It was okay. It wasn't bad. It was just okay.